Hello and welcome to Kerbal Space Program. Today we are going back to Jool and we are going to use our newest technology to make sure that we can gather some useful science from it and generally have a good time. And without further ado, let us launch our spacecraft.
Liftoff will start in T-minus 10 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. We have ignition.
On the spacecraft, we are using two new pieces. The first one is, of course, the powerful mainsail engine that will bring us into the orbit and will allow us to circularize and do all other interesting things. And here we see it in all its magnificent glory. And the second part is, of course, RTG. RTG stands for Radio Thermo Generator, something like that. And it's basically a renewable, or should I say, infinite source of energy in Kerbal Space Program. Basically, it's a nuclear reactor, which is working on the principle of radioactive decay. When isotope which is present is decaying, it is also radiating heat, and the heat is being used for generation of power. Similar designs are used today by various space agencies, and for example one of them is currently working on Mars in the Curiosity rover. And while we are on the topic of various energy sources, let us talk about something different. Well, not different, but not exactly space related or Kerbal Space Program related. The thing I want to talk about is renewable energy and different kinds of energy sources which we can use on planet Earth to provide us with electricity and heat and various other things. While browsing the internet, I found very interesting articles about so-called concentrated solar power, which is basically idea that we can take specifically configured mirrors and concentrate solar light in a specific region where it can be used as a heat source, and the heat produced can be used in turn to produce electricity. For example, by boiling some kind of liquid, for example water, and then using the resultant steam in the steam turbine, which will generate electricity. And as it appears, there are multiple power plants based on this principle already operational around the globe, and more being created over time, including one of the biggest projects, so-called desert tech, or the idea that we can use the best place on the Earth to do that. And the best place is, of course, in Sahara Desert. By various calculations, the desert receives in 6 hours amount of power that we're using in a year. Imagine that. Even if we could tap 1% of that power, 100% of that power, we will be able to provide the whole globe with electricity. Sounds cool, doesn't it? But of course there are always problems. And one of those problems is that at the moment the cost of building such advanced facility will be staggering, and in the end it will be just much more expensive for the consumer, or in other words, for us. But the technology is being researched and improved all the time. That means that cost of production will constantly fall down, and in the end we might see something happen. According to the predictions, the cost of 1 kilowatt of energy produced by a concentrated solar power plant shall fall down to approximately the same cost as coal energy around 2015, or in 1 or 2 years. And afterwards the cost shall plummet down even further, making such energy even cheaper than fossil fuel. And that actually makes me wonder, will we see this? Or maybe the various people who profit from selling and gathering fossil fuels will lobby certain political people to not invest money in this technology. Of course, after some time they will invest money and they will do it, but only when it's basically too late and when they don't have any fossil fuels anymore. Sounds scary, right? Well, yes, it does. But also, the world consists not only of oil corporations, thankfully, but there are also other corporations and people who place the future of mankind a bit above their personal profits, and these private investors actually do spend a lot of money in research of these technologies. So maybe things will change, and in near future we might actually see huge solar power plants appear in Northern Africa, around Sahara and other deserts of our planet, where they will work to produce electricity for all of us. And on that note, let us end this episode. Thank you all for watching. Remember to like, dislike and comment this video in the section below. Also, if you have any thoughts on the topic discussed above or before, leave these comments in the proper section. I would really like to hear your opinion, and maybe we'll have some kind of discussion about it. Once again, thank you all for watching. My name is Darlock, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.